Okay, we are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back, me. Thank you so much. All right. Lolly, Lolly, hello. Elena, thank you very much. Tefo, hi. Mie. Da, 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 da. Now go hello. BM. Oh, BM. You used to be BB, now you're BM. Mie, yes. Yes. Not 100%. If you haven't had COVID, I don't recommend it. That was pretty hard. That was pretty horrible. That was pretty horrible. But I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. Thank you for all your well wishes. I really appreciate that. And it's good to be back here live on YouTube. I can't believe I skipped 2 weeks. Ay, ay, ay. All right. So, I'm glad you're all here. Yumino, hi. Welcome. Back in the saddle. Ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk. I feel like I'd ride a horse that way. BM, I don't know. Where is your country? Today, we're going to continue our discussion from 3 weeks ago about phrasal verbs with put. But first, before that, it's been a long time. So here's my question to you. In the last couple of weeks, what have you learned? What have you been studying? What have you been reading? Are you reading anything in English these days? I would love to know if you're reading any books in English. But what have you learned? What have you studied? That's my question. And I'd like to hear your answer. Actually, I can't hear your answer, but I can see your answer as you type that. So what have you been studying since the last time we left? Have you learned new vocabulary? Have you learned, what have you learned? What have you been doing? Tell me, tell me. Tell me what you're doing to study English recently. Hello, Alexi. Welcome. I can tell you this, that I've been studying very hard in my second language, doing a lot of reading. And if you like to read in English, I would love to know what you like to read. How about you? Am I frozen? No, I'm not frozen. Joyland by Stephen King. Ooh, Stephen King's books scare the heck out of me. That's for sure. Oof. Wow. Is that a scary book? Is it possible to learn when you are old and don't you get stupid? No. What does that mean? You know, I really had enough. I really had enough of you and your comments. So, goodbye. Okay. I learned new vocabulary. For example, give us an example. I have learned the PDT using put. PDT, what's PDT? I finished watching the movie on DVD that titled Notebook. I don't know that one. Some new vocabulary. I've been studying Wimpy Kids over the past 2 weeks. I learned a lot. Good. Excellent. I just picked up a copy of Wimpy Kid Volume 2. Roderick Rules. Oh, PDF. Gotcha. Okay. Makes sense. I hate it when clients push their opinions down our throats. They pushed it down my throat. Down my throat works best. Hey, Jessica, welcome. Welcome. Hello, Fab. Glad to see you too. Thanks so much. So the question that I've posed for everybody who just joined is, what are you reading these days in English? What have you studied? Sink to one's level. Well, you sink to some level. I'm not going to sink to that level. What level are we sinking to? Visualize. I should take notes and visualize myself doing the same drills and movements. Excellence. Excellence. Hi, Michael. I learned new vocabulary. Hello, Eri. I stood my online teacher up last week. Oh, no. Yikes. Mie, there's a great book that you should read. It's called The Inner Game of Tennis. It came out in the 1980s, and the topic of the book is to, before the game, visualize the entire game. Play the game in your mind before you do it. That's the basic idea. Yeah, absolutely. It's called The Inner Game of Tennis. Highly recommended. I've been reading the mysterious series Millennium from Stieg Larsson. Oh, I don't know that one. I don't know a lot of fiction in English. That's probably why. Buckle down. Buckle down and get down. It depends on the context, Tefo. It always depends on the context. You need to buckle down. Get down to work. Let's buckle down and study. Let's get down to studying. In that case, it's the same. All right. Phrasal verbs with put. And I have a little bit, if you come up with a book that you like to read in English, you can drop that into the comments anytime. All right, so there we are. I'm trying something. Oh, that's what I thought. Hang on, let me move me. I'll move me over here. How cool is that? All right. I joined this online meeting. Oh, good. Notebook is about love in their young age and the wife became Alzheimer in the later part of life. Ooh, sounds very, very dramatic. All right, if you're joining for the first time, I would like to tell you this. If you're interested in improving your vocabulary, probably most of you here in the chat already have done this, but why not take my vocabulary workshop? It's free. You can learn where and how to get new words, the best way to study those words, and how to own your new vocabulary. And if you want to get a copy of this document that we're looking at, check out myhappyenglish.com. You can download that for free. Ricardo says, I'm not really into reading. Okay, that's fair. Fair enough. I got to be honest with you. So as you know, or I mentioned before, about 2 months ago, I started taking lessons with a teacher for Japanese. And the purpose of that is to improve my Japanese reading skills, which is not alphabet. And since that time, I'm right now reading my 4th book. And I'm not really into reading either. I like to read nonfiction, but novels I don't really read. I don't read in English at all. But it's been inspiring me to do that to improve my language skills. So Ricardo, you might want to reconsider that idea. I find it's helping me. Dracula and Dorian Gray. Okay, on an ebook. Thanks, Monica. Put that down. All right. So that's that, and that's what we're going to do today. Today's lesson is phrasal verbs with put. That's right. Put. Let's get to it. Now, I'll give you some examples, and then I'd like you to give me your examples. That's how this works if this is your first time here. Now, we did 10 last time. We'll see how many we can do this time. I'm happy to join you online. I read aloud your podcast. Excellent. Thank you, Ellen. A good job there. All right, put in. Put in means to submit an application or a claim, an official complaint. Okay, I'm going to put in an application for the exam. I'm going to put in an application for the exam. My suitcase was damaged during the flight, so I need to put in a claim. I need to put in a claim. How about you? Have you put in a claim, or have you put in an application for something recently? How about you? Are you thinking about putting in an application for the TOEIC exam, TOEFL exam, IELTS exam? Maybe you put in an application for a job. Same as turn in, yes. That's right. Because turn in also has the meaning of submit. Phrasal verbs with turn. We should look at that too. I put in hello talk a lot even now. You know, yes. You mean you put in a claim there. What else? What else have you put in? Have you put in an application about something? I'm on the fence of putting in an application for IELTS. Gotcha. IELTS is a tough test. By the way, you can always visit my friends at All Ears English. They've got a lot of help with IELTS if you're interested in that exam. A lot of people ask me about IELTS and TOEFL. I really can't help you with those. I can help you with TOEIC if you're interested. I put in a claim when the product is different from what I ordered. Excellent. Excellent. If you buy things on Amazon, it's very easy to resolve the claims that you put in. Raina, hello. From Frankfurt, Germany, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming today. Put in. Let's move ahead, shall we? All right. Put off someone. Okay? When put off someone means you make that person lose their interest or lose enthusiasm. So put off someone has that meaning. It means to make the person lose their interest or lose their enthusiasm. So here are some examples. I wanted to ride the roller coaster, but that 2-hour line really put me off. It put me off. In other words, I was excited to ride the roller coaster, but a 2-hour line, that totally put me off. I was going to see the movie, going to see that movie, but Jane put me off when she told me the end. I said, that's going to be a good movie. She said, oh, don't worry, at the end, Rose will live, but Jack will die in the ocean. Ah! That totally put me off. Sometimes people leave rude comments in social media. That tends to put me off. How about you? Has anything put you off recently? Or anyone put you off? You can say that something put you off or someone put you off. Make you lose interest. Make you lose your enthusiasm, your desire to do something. How about your example? Noob, of course you can ask a question. Absolutely. So while Noob is thinking of the question, how about your example sentence? Anybody put you off recently? Were you put off by anything? I'm often put off by a long line like this. A 2-hour line. By the way, in American English, we say line. In British English, they call it a queue. But we don't use queue in American English. I was going to see the fireworks, but it started raining, put me off. Let's see the fireworks, but the rain, but it started raining and that put me off. I think that works better. I was going to see the fireworks, but it started raining and that put me off. In Spider-Man, I saw. Uh-oh. What happened, Noob? You erased your question. My boss put me off when he said something mean. Ooh, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Bosses should not do that. I had a boss that put me off. I had a boss that put me off so much that I quit that job and I started my own company, Happy English. So thanks to that terrible, terrible boss. Just happened to send it, please forget it. He was disgusting and he has put me off my dinner. Ooh, sorry to hear that. But that's a good example. Put somebody off. The dogs are very quiet today. We had terrible weather this weekend. I don't know if you saw on the news where you live, but there was a terrible hurricane in Florida, which is south of New York. And that came up north. And by the time it came to the New York area, it was just rainy, cold, and cloudy and windy. Person A, I look for Green Goblin. Person B, Goblin, he died years ago. Years. Years means a long time ago. I lived in Japan years ago. Have you ever seen that movie Titanic? Oh yeah, I saw that years ago. Years ago, that phrase years ago means a long time ago. I was going to see the fireworks, but it started raining and that put me off. Try one more time. Da-da-da-da. My boss put me off every day. Oh my God, that's two people who have a problem boss. Hey, you bosses out there, be nice to the people that work with you, okay? Rose put him off when she told him the result of the match. Good example. Noob, you're more than welcome. I was going to join a tennis club, but a friend of mine put me off when he told me that I can play tennis for free in the park. There you go. My friend got COVID on the day, so my team competition was invalid, and that put me off. Good example. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, don't get COVID. Don't get COVID. Because I'm still suffering from that, even though I don't have COVID anymore. But you can probably hear my voice is a little bit not clear. I still have a runny nose. But at least my brain is clear today for the first time. May I have your live schedule? Yes, every Monday at this time, except the 2 weeks that I was sick. So I'm here every Monday on YouTube. I've been doing this since December 8th of last year, almost a year. And I've only missed 2 weeks because of the COVID. The heated presidential election back here in Brazil has really put me off. Ricardo, good example. Excellent. Politics totally puts me off, that's for sure. All right. So that's put off someone, okay? Put off someone. By the way, if you want to get this document and download it, then just go here. Go to myhappyenglish.com/YouTube, and you put in your name and your email address, and you can download this for free. After this lesson, I will upload it, okay? So that's put off someone. But you can probably put off something, and this is the one that I'm sure that many of you already know. Put off something means to postpone or reschedule it for a later time. Okay? For example, I put off exercising for a long time, but finally I started going to the gym. Nice example, Michael. The boss's schedule is very tight, so we need to put off the meeting until next week. We need to delay that meeting or reschedule that meeting. So somebody asked me one time, well, what about, doesn't put off mean cancel? So cancel means that's it. It's canceled. It's not rescheduled. It will not happen again. Okay? But if you put something off, it means you're going to cancel it today, but you're going to change the schedule till another time. So put off means to change the schedule or reschedule, we can say. So, have you put off anything recently? Have you needed to put anything off? How about you? That's interesting. I can move me. Hello. Ooh, I can move me up and down. Playing with technology. Call off or scrap means to cancel. That's correct. That's right. We called off the meeting. We canceled it. Or as Tefo said, we scrapped the meeting. Always check the comments because we can learn from each other. And your classes are really great. They help me a lot. Good. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to hear that. So glad to hear that. It's nice to be back doing this. The first week I had COVID, I basically sat on the sofa like a zombie. The second week, I mostly sat on the sofa like a zombie. Not fun. I had to put off my lessons the first week I was sick. I put off all my lessons. That was not fun. Not fun at all. What else? What else? How about your example? What have you put off recently? Or maybe you didn't put off anything. That's a good example. I didn't put off anything recently. Remember, the reason I always ask you a question is because you need to come up with your own example sentence. By coming up with your own example sentence, you'll remember the vocabulary better. I put off a health check because I was busy at that time. No, 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 no. Don't put off getting a health check. If you need a health check, get a health check. The most important thing in life is your health, then your family. That's it. Nothing else in life matters as much. Okay? Take care of your health. Get a health check. Being busy is no. You have to do that. You have to do that. Don't put off what you can do today. That's correct. I'm busy now. Can we put off this appointment until tomorrow? Good. Put your shoes off. Noob. Actually, we don't use put off to mean remove your clothes. So take off your shoes. Somebody comes to your house, you could say, excuse me, could you please take off your shoes? So take off means to remove clothes. We don't use put off. However, put on. You put on your clothes. You put on your shoes. Put on your shoes. Take off your shoes. I know. English is weird. English is weird. I had to put off calling my friend because it was already late time. Okay. That's right. You don't want to wake somebody up. Put off. What else have you put off? Have you put off any travel? Have you put off traveling? Have you put off, oh, I don't know, anything? Oh, that's very big on the screen. I'm looking at the YouTube screen. Maybe that's better. No? Okay. I don't have anything that I put off. In other words, everything is on schedule. I put off my health check too because I've been working for 13 days. You have to go for a health check. If you're scheduled, if you're due for a health check, you got to go for a health check. It doesn't matter as much when you're young, but as you get older, you have to do that. Hello, Professor. Good day. Water Mirando. I don't know what that means. Sus videos desde Colombia. Javier, sorry. Can't really catch all of that. But thanks. Thanks for joining us today. We're talking about phrasal verbs with put. Put. I put off these lessons for 2 weeks. And by the way, Noob asked earlier, I'll just repeat that. Every Monday, every Monday I'm here at this time, live on YouTube. Unless I'm sick, which I hope that doesn't happen. I always put off my time for reading aloud a page in Japanese. Put off my time. You mean you delay your time? Is that what you mean, Elena? Put off me here means to delay. So you don't read a page? I'm not sure what the meaning of that sentence is. Think about that. Put off is similar to procrastination. That's correct. But this case, this is procrastination. Procrastination means I have to do it, but I don't want to do it, so I delay doing it. Procrastination means I delay doing it because I don't want to. Maybe I'm lazy. Maybe it's, I don't like going to the dentist, so I'm going to put it off. I'm going to delay doing it. That's procrastination. School children, when you're in school, a lot of times kids procrastinate doing their homework, right? Or you're a college student and the teacher says, okay, please submit your term paper on, October 30th, but you don't work on it until October 29th. That's procrastination. That's delaying something until the last minute. But put off means to reschedule something. That's all. That's the difference there. Slack off. Right. Slack off means to be lazy about doing something. If you put off doing your homework, you'll get what is coming to you. That's correct. I was taking a rain check like putting on. Sorry, you mean I'm not sure what you mean there. I'm not sure what you mean there. By the way, a rain check, that's a very American word. So if you go to the store and they say, hand sanitizer is on sale, and you go there and they go, oh, sorry, it's sold out, then the store will give you a rain check. A rain check is a piece of paper, little piece of paper, that says, okay, this item is sold out, but when we get new stock, you can buy it at that time for this cheap price. That's a rain check. It's a promise to get the sale price on the item when the item is back in stock in the store. I'm afraid of going to the dentist, so I always end up putting off my appointments. Good example. Me too. I put off going to the dentist for a couple of years during COVID, and I just went a month ago or so. Put off. All right, that's put off. Let's move ahead, shall we? Put on. Put on is another one of those phrasal verbs that has a number of different meanings. And so I know that that's a little bit confusing, but you have to remember the meaning from the context. Context is king. I'll take a rain check means I'll pass this time. Yes. Yes. So let's go back to rain check for a second. Again, in a store, if they advertise that some item is on sale, the store is required by law. It's the law. The store has to have enough stock for the customers. Okay? That's because a long time ago, stores would say, oh, eggs are 50 cents a dozen. And you go to the store and they don't have any eggs. Oh, sorry, sold out. But you came to the store, so go shopping. So it was a trick to get customers in the store. And so, which is not nice. And so the government said, no, no, no. If you advertise that you have something on sale, then you have to have enough inventory, enough stock. And if you don't, you have to guarantee that the customer who wants it, who comes that day, can get it for that cheap price the next time you have it in stock. That's what a rain check is. Okay, so it means I can't get it now, but I'm going to get it in the future. So if we look at Naoko's example, if your friend says, hey, let's go out to dinner tonight, but you have other plans, you can say, oh, sorry, I'll take a rain check. Can I take a rain check? Means, can we do it another time? I'll have to pass this time, but can we do it another time? That's, I'll take a rain check. That's what that means. And that's a good phrase. That's a very commonly used phrase. Your friend says, hey, you want to go camping this weekend? Yeah, I'd like to go, but I have to work, so I'll take a rain check. So please invite me again in the future. Slack off. That's right. That's right. We learn from each other. Take notes. If this is your first time to come to my live class, then get a notebook and a pen and take notes, because that's going to help you for sure. I believe that when this live is finished, you'll be able to watch the video again, and I believe you'll also be able to see the chat along with the video. So, in my case, I was taken by a chaser rain check because run out of product. Right. So, I was given a rain check. I was given a rain. Easy sentence. In my case, the store gave me a rain check because they ran out of the product. I'll say that again. The store gave me a rain check because they ran out of the product. Active voice twice. That works better. All right. Let's talk about put on. Put on means, the first meaning, put on means push a switch to make a machine work. Like turn on. Okay? You might say, oh, Michael, turn on the camera, please. Or you could say, Michael, put on the camera. I put on the camera. Put on the camera. Okay, so put on or turn on. This phrase originally was turn on because all machines or electric devices a long time ago, in order to make it on, you had to turn something. Turn something, right? You turn the switch. Now you just push a switch. So you put on the computer, put on the TV, turn on the TV, it's the same. Please put on your camera, right? Could you please put on your camera? That's how that works. Here are some examples. Can you put on the air conditioner? It's really hot in here. I guess I wrote that sentence in the summertime. The first thing I do every morning is put on the coffee maker. True story. True story. I wake up, I go into the kitchen, I put on the coffee maker. That's first. First job. Coffee is the most important in the morning. How about you? When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing that you put on? What's the first thing that you put on? That's my question. First thing. By the way, if you've just joined us and you'd like to get a copy of this document, go here, go to myhappyenglish.com/YouTube. You have to type all that in, and then you put in your name and your email address, and you can download this document for free. This document here. So how about you? What is the first thing that you put on in the morning when you wake up? Sometimes I ask this question, people say it's their phone. I put on the light first when I wake up in the morning. The Zojirishu boiler pot. Probably non-natives always use turn on instead of put on. That's okay. It's the same meaning. But now you can expand your vocabulary, right? So you put on. I put on the TV. I'm going to guess that native speakers these days use put on more than turn on, because that physical idea of turning something, in your grandmother's generation or your parents' generation, maybe depending on how old you are, they had to turn on the TV meant you twist something. You twist a dial. Now you just click a button, so put on. First thing I do every morning is put on the TV. First thing I put on is my water cooker for tea. First thing I put on is my switch. That's okay. First thing, put on the light because I have to go downstairs and afraid of falling down the stairs while I sleep good. First thing I put on in the morning is the coffee maker to have a cup of joe. All right, good. A cup of joe, a cup of coffee. Excellent. When I woke up this morning, it was dark at 6 o'clock. I don't like waking up in the morning in the darkness. All right, that's put on. First thing I do is put on my computer. Great. Now, put on has another meaning. Okay? And this is similar. Put on means play music or a video or a TV program. I like to put on classical music when I drive. I put on channel 11. Hey, put on channel 11. I want to watch the game. Put on Michael's podcast. You know I have a podcast, right? Once a week. It's coming out today. I like to put on classical music when I drive. How about you? The first thing I put on is the Zojirishu boiler pot, the electric tea kettle. That's how we call that, the electric tea kettle. Zo jiru shi. The elephant brand. First thing I put on when I wake up is my computer. Good examples. Put on. Put on. What else do you put on? Do you put on what? What do you put on? What do you put on? I'm trying to think. What have I put on recently? I put on the coffee maker. But in terms of music, I put on classical music when I drive, or jazz. I always put my washing machine in the night because the power is less expensive. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. That makes sense. I like to put on Michael's podcasts almost every day because they're very useful and interesting. Thank you so much, Tefo, for that plug. New podcast lesson coming today, as a matter of fact. I put on new Instagram videos every day. I like to put on your podcast during a commute. Thank you. Excellent. If you've noticed that on social media, I don't really comment or hit the like button on posts that I'm following these days, and that's because I gave up scrolling on social media to make time to study Japanese. So sometimes in life, as an adult, if you want to study more, you have to give up something. So I gave up looking at social media. I put on my computer, go to YouTube. If you come on in the morning, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for coming out with me today. All right. Put on has another meaning. And put on here means to organize or present a live event on a stage. So if you're a performer or you like to see performances, then this is a good meaning of put on. Eri, sorry, I missed your comments. I don't like to put on any music when I study because I can't concentrate. Me too. When I was a teenager or a college student, I always played music when I studied. Now, nothing. I need silence. That's for sure. Every morning I put on some music to start the day in a good mood. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. And as I said, okay, so put on also means to present a live event. Let me give you some examples. You can look at those. To perform, correct. They're putting on Hamlet in Central Park this month. Okay, they're presenting the performance. Taylor Swift puts on a lot of concerts. Put on. So put on does mean to perform. You could say that. You could say they are performing Hamlet in Central Park this month. Or they're putting on Hamlet. Okay, so they're going to organize, arrange, noob, thank you, right? They're going to organize that, they're going to arrange that, and they're going to present it live. So not just to arrange, not just to organize, but to organize and present that live. Okay? And we use this for entertainment events. We don't say they're putting on a meeting tomorrow. Okay? This is for live shows, concerts, any kind of stage presentation, a play, a concert. I'm trying to think of what else. A play, a concert. How about acting? Right. Exactly. They're putting on a comedy show, right? If they have some comedians on the stage and they invite an audience or they sell tickets for the audience, we can say they put on a comedy show. So yes, that's how we use that. That's how we use that. These days, a lot of 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s musicians put on concerts because musicians can't make money selling music anymore. So the only way a musician can make money is by touring. A lot of concerts were put on in public in Amsterdam last month. Good example. They put on a show. And if you go to a show, let's say if you go to a concert and you enjoyed it, you could say, wow, I saw the Rolling Stones last night, and wow, they put on a great concert. They present a very good concert. Right, touring. That's correct. I sometimes put on the karaoke room of Clubhouse. That's a good example. At the Opera of Graz, they're putting on Tevka now in October. I don't know what the opera, the New York Opera, I don't know what the Metropolitan Opera is putting on this month. Because COVID is still around, I'm not going to any concerts. Even if the Beatles put on a concert, I wouldn't go see it. If that were possible. And that's the other crazy thing that I got COVID, because I'm always wearing a mask. I've been to a restaurant 4 times maybe this year. Is my sentence correct? The professional table tennis players put on a lot of nice matches these days. Good. Sorry, I don't know why that didn't pop up before. Yes, correct. They're putting on a tennis match. I don't know if we use that for sports, now that I think about it. They put on a tennis match. Sorry, no. It's a correct sentence, but we just don't use put on in that case. It's an event on a stage. It's an event on a stage. I don't know if they put table tennis on a stage. That's the difference. So it's a more of an artistic thing than a sports thing. How about a speech? They put on a. I think we just use put on in this case to talk about something that's artistic. Put on a concert, put on a play, put on a comedy show, put on a musical. I think it's just to talk about stage events that are entertainment, not a business conference or a TED Talk, for example. My fave band is putting on 10 shows in Italy right now. I'm attending 6 out of 10. Wow. Bruno Mars is putting on concerts in Japan this month. I saw it's very expensive. Yeah, concerts are crazy expensive. Oh my God. The last time Paul McCartney did a concert in the New York area, the cheapest ticket was $400. $400. 1, 2, 3, 400. And that's the far away nosebleed seat. Crazy. All right, put on. Now, this is a very sensitive topic. I'm sorry, but we need to know. Put on means to increase your body weight. After retiring, Teddy put on 10 kilograms. I put on some weight during the winter, so I need to exercise before putting on a swimsuit. Okay? So put on means to gain weight. Of course, the opposite is to take off weight. Jenny took off 10 kilograms. Can I have your pen? Can I get your pen? Get is more casual. So can I have your pen? Can I borrow your pen is better. Can I borrow your pen? That's better. It's a ripoff. That's correct. They're putting on the Aida these days. Right. Put on. Now, I know this is a sensitive topic. You don't have to answer that question. But yeah, after retiring, Teddy put on 10 kilograms. Oh my God, poor Teddy. Could I also, I need to train. So I need to train. I need to train. I think it's better to say I need to exercise. I think it's more natural. Because train has a number of different meanings, and it might not be clear if you just say I need to train. I train at the gym, right? That's the meaning that you're talking about. But if you want to give a short sentence, you know, I put on 10 kilograms, I need to exercise. That's better. You don't just say put on your weight, just put on weight. Correct. I put on weight, or I put on 10 kilograms. I put on 5 kilograms during COVID because the gym was closed. That put me off. Good. I like that. Double phrasal verb. Double phrasal verb. Put on. You need to cut fried food out of your diet so you don't put on weight. Tefo, you don't put on weight. Put on needs a direct object. Put on weight. Bartleby, you bet. That's right. I did put on weight during my COVID sickness, which is weird. When I get sick, I eat a lot. All right. And the next one is my friend Mark put on 10 kilograms since he split from his girlfriend. Ay, ay, ay. Love will do that to you. All right. And this is about clothing. Okay? Put on means to place or apply something on your body. Of course, the opposite is take off. Mike has spiked hair, so he never puts on a hat. I think Jenny puts on too much makeup. So let's take a minute and talk about put on, take off, and wear. Okay? In English, anything that's on your body, you use put on. You can put on your socks, put on your shoes, put on your jeans, put on a belt, put on a blouse, put on a shirt, put on a hat, put on your watch, put on makeup, put on lipstick, put on a hat, put on earrings. Everything is put on. Everything is put on. The opposite is take off. Take off your hat, take off your makeup, take off your lipstick, take off your belt, take off your watch, take off your shoes. Okay? And put on is an action. Put on is an action. Wear is a state. I'll say that again. Put on is an action. Every morning I put on my jeans. Every day I wear jeans. Okay? When Jack goes to the office, he wears a suit. He wears a suit. Okay? He wears a suit. So, he wears a suit means that's his usual situation. Okay? We can't say every day Jack goes to the office, he puts on a suit. Because it makes me feel like when he's in the office, he gets dressed. Hello, President. The President is here. Hello. So, wear is what happens after you put on. Okay? So Lolly says, I never go out without putting on my favorite perfume. And then I would say, when I have lunch with Lolly, I would say, wow, I like that perfume. What perfume are you wearing? Okay? So put on is an action. Wear is a state. I just put off. So actually, Jessica, take off a lot of kilograms. Okay? I put on 10 kilograms. I took off is the opposite. Get dressed, dressed up, and strip. So get dressed means put on your clothes. Dress up in means you talk about the thing. She was dressed up in a suit. He was dressed up in a costume. And strip means to remove everything and become naked. Take off. I say wear perfume, correct. But before you wear perfume, you have to put on the perfume. Again, put on is the action. I put on the perfume. Now, I'm wearing my perfume. I'm wearing a t-shirt. Is put on separable? It is like this. I put on my hat. I put my hat on my head. If you separate put on, it has to go like that. I put my hat on my head. Okay? You have to say where. You can't just say, I put my hat on. I put my jeans on. I put on my jeans. Sorry, I was confused. Yes. Hey, put your shoes on. Put on your shoes. Sorry, I was confused for a moment. Yes, separable. Thank you, Lolly. Separable. I put on my black shirt. I put my black shirt on. I put on a lot of perfume and deodorant before going to a party. You're welcome. So Tefo, just so you know, in American English, perfume is for ladies, cologne is for men. Men say cologne. Ladies say perfume. Since we are supposed to wear masks, I don't put on makeup. Me too. Yes. Right. We're supposed to wear masks. Okay, that's a state. So I don't put on makeup. And it's my understanding that the makeup industry, specifically the companies that make lipstick, have been suffering terribly during the pandemic. Because people don't, people don't. People don't wear makeup, especially lipstick. All right, so that, my friends, brings us to the end of today's class. Let's review, shall we? Put on 5 meanings for put on. Put on also means to increase your body weight. After retiring, Teddy put on 10 kilograms. Put on means to organize an event. They're putting on Hamlet in Central Park this month. Okay? A stage show. Put on means play music. Hey, can you put on Channel 11? I want to watch the Yankee game. Put on means to push a switch. Hey, Michael, can you put on the camera? Oh, yes, I will put on the camera. All right. Put off. Put off something means to postpone. I put off exercising for a long time. Put off means, put off someone means make them lose interest. I wanted to ride the roller coaster, but that 2-hour line really put me off. And then put in means to submit an application or a claim. Okay, I'm going to put in an examination. Put in an application for the exam. All right, and that, my friends, is phrasal verbs with put. Now, just so you know, if you want to download this document, okay, go to myhappyenglish.com/YouTube and you can download that. You can download that for free. By the way, if you haven't done it already, please sign up for my vocabulary workshop, okay? It's a free workshop. It's got 35 minutes of video. You can learn where and how to get new words, the best way to study them, and how to own your vocabulary, okay? All by going to myhappyenglish.com. Check that out. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of today's live English lesson. So excited to be back here with you on Monday. I will be back next Monday. So what time? Look at your clock. Look at your watch right now. -1 hour. So, for example, now it's 10:30 a.m. New York time, 9:30 a.m. New York time next week. So 1 hour earlier than right now, that's when we're going to have another live English lesson. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's great to see all of you here. I really, really appreciate that. I appreciate all of your great example sentences. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today for live English lesson. Hey, keep in mind that learning a new language or learning another language is not always easy, but it's not impossible, and I'm here to help you on your journey. Again, thank you so much for learning English with me today. Have a great rest of your day. See you next time.